Hey everybody, this is the vlog for our July newsletter. So most of the stuff in here is celebrating camp over the summer and all the things that's going on. But I'll just jump right into it. So we have had a blast over the summer for summer camps. So the first thing that we went out and did is we went to Baja for what Young Life calls Adventures Camp. And so there's one up in Santa Cruz, and then there's one in Baja, which is just south of the border of us, and so not very far. So it was the first time with us. We took a crew of kids down there, and it was amazing. I mean, totally transformational. Absolutely loved it. 3 different things we did while we were on our trip. So we went and we served families in Tijuana, refugees that are there living in the canyon. And that was really cool. Kids got to use some of the money they raised to buy groceries for individual families that were struggling, and they were able to give them to them in person. And so that was just really, really neat for them. The second day, we visited the Door of Hope Orphanage down there, DOFO, which was awesome, and got to do some construction on a facility site that Strong Tower Ministries is going to be using to house groups like ours in future visits, which we may benefit from soon. So you'll hear more about that. And then the third day, we helped build a house for a family in need in the Guadalupe Valley, which was just phenomenal. So it was a young family, and they have a little girl with a disability who needs daily medical procedures that were being done in a broken down trailer. And so now they have a 3-bedroom house that's clean where they can do that. And so really, really bless that family. It was just absolutely fantastic. We had kids on the lower end of the economic spectrum and kids on the higher end of the economic spectrum, and everybody got something super substantial out of it. It was just really powerful. And I think for a lot of our kids who didn't grow up going to church or grow up in Christian community, for them, this was like a deep dive into what does it mean to follow Jesus and walk like Jesus. So that was really cool, invaluable experience for us. We also just got back from our summer camp. I don't know if you can hear it, I'm still a little bit sick, but just because I'm not as young as I used to be. But we just had a blast. Our kids had an amazing time. It's like 82 or 87%, something like that, was first-time campers for us this summer, which was really cool. So we had a lot of kids who have never done something like this before, and so that was just really fun to do that. The only thing we ask of you guys from this point forward, because y'all have made camp possible for us, is just pray for kids coming back home. A lot of kids are coming back being transformed, but realizing that their space at home isn't transformed, even though they see the world through a different lens. The world at home hasn't really changed, and so a lot of kids are struggling, just to be honest, and a lot of kids are thriving. And so it's not just the bad side, but we just really would pray that kids would stay connected to Jesus, whether they're thriving or whether they're struggling, that they would hold on to that hope that they learned about at camp, and that they would trust their leaders, and come to church with us and stay connected. And if they're not ready for that, just spend time with their leader, ask hard questions, and just continue to trust that Jesus is doing a work in them. So that's our summer. We're still have our Young Lives camp coming up in August, and so you'll see a little note there from Young Lives over the summer, what they've been up to. Adorable pictures of babies, so that'll be fun. And hey, if you like babies, we're looking for some volunteers for our Young Lives discipleship week that we're doing August 16th to the 19th. There's other ways you can volunteer too. You don't just have to watch babies, but that's kind of our primary need. And you don't have to be there the whole weekend. You can drive out. It's not very far. It's in Julian, which is only about an hour away. So if you can only give us one day of your weekend, then we'll take it. So if that's something you're interested in, please let us know. We can use all the help we can get to make that weekend amazing for those girls. So just reach out to us. Just reply, or if you have Kristen Dreesen's contact info, reach out to her. But otherwise, you can just reply to this email, and we'll send you some more info about that. There's some pictures there of the house that we built from Baja, so check that out, and some more pictures of that. Young Life College is still going over the summer, so they have an event coming up, I believe, next week. Next week they got an event coming up. They're going bowling. So if you're in college or you know someone who is and wants to be a part of some of the Young Life community, feel free to participate in that. They can find more info at the Instagram, which is at @YLC_East County. That's in the email down there. Another thing that's really fun about the summer isn't just taking our high school kids to camp, but watching our high school kids serve, and then watching our alumni come back and serve in the Young Life context. And so I always tell people, like, what's the fruit of Young Life? And I would say, look at our alumni. Watch what they're doing. See what these kids who have been impacted and transformed by Young Life, how their lives are changed for the future, not just for the time that they're in high school, and the kind of people that they're choosing to be in the life that they're trying to live. And so there's just some stories down there sharing what kids are doing. They're serving on work crew, they're wildlife leaders, they're heading off to college, they're coming back from college and helping raise money for kids to go to camp, and they're doing summer staff. the Baja trips, being Capernaum leaders at camp, and then some will also volunteer as Young Lives baby watchers this month. I'm just blown away by how kids are responding. Again, like I said, not just during high school, but for the rest of their lives. I think that's just the best example of our fruit. And so maybe you want to be a part of that, or maybe you know somebody that would like to be. And we've got a little note there on leaders. So I don't know if you noticed, but every newsletter we talk about our need for volunteers because we're in a desperate need for adults that are willing and feel called to spend some of their time every week with some teenagers. And for me, I've done this long enough, and I know people who have done this much longer than me, to tell you that anybody can do this. Like, anybody can. It is a matter of calling. It is a matter of feeling the DNA of Young Life and knowing that you can thrive in it. But more people, I think, can fit in it than I think you might be assuming. And you might think, hey, it's not you. Maybe you're thinking, well, I'm 55 and I've got a job and responsibilities, and my kids are blah, 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 and all this other stuff. But I got to tell you, like, it could be you. It really could. And then some of you, maybe you're young, or maybe you feel like you don't have a lot of experience. Young Life's a great organization where we can train and equip you to do this well. We won't settle for you just being another body. Our biggest priority as staff is to take care of our volunteers, to train them up, to encourage them, and to walk alongside them as they serve. So if it even is an itch or you have a question, please just reach out. It's not like we're gonna hook you and grab you and you got to do it. We'll explore it with you, and we'll make sure that it's something that feels good and comfortable. But if you are that person or you know somebody, please don't hesitate to help us reach out. It's a desperate need that we have because we have kids ready to go. And then also some sad news from the past couple weeks. A dear friend of mine, Stan Beard, and also he was the first area director for Young Life in East County, San Diego, passed away on July 15th. And so there's a memoriam there with a note from Pam Moore, who is the director of training for Young Life, but she's also an alumni of East County Young Life. Has a little note there about Stan, and so we just want to celebrate his life and celebrate his impact. Many of you didn't get a chance to know him or know of his history, but it's no small thing to tell you that he is the reason that East County Young Life is a thing and that it's possible. And so we just celebrate his life, and so just ask that you celebrate him with us in that. And then lastly, JT Barnes and Holly, they're in town. You know this, I know this, we're all excited, and they're in the process of raising money right now, and they're only $1,000 a month away from their final goal. They're really close. And so they're hungry for your donations and hungry for your support. So if you've got an extra $5 or $10 a month that you want to throw their way, or maybe you know them and you want to get behind them fully and support them with like a $50, a $75, $100, $200 a month donation, let him know. His number's down there. You can talk to JT, hear about his vision. But we're really excited to have them on our team here in East County, concentrating on high school students. And so there's a link there to give, and then also we have the text to give option where you can just text CA477 to 55678. Super easy. You'll get sent a link pre-populated, and you just put in the info, and it's super easy to do it. So I love that Young Life is one of the easiest organizations to give to. So if there's anything we can do to help you do that, or find ways for you to participate and contribute to what our volunteers are doing, then I'd be happy to help you do that. But for most of you, thank you so much for the things that you already do and the ways that you already serve us and the ways that you already give and support everything that we're doing. We could not do this without you. We're in an amazing, life-giving season of Young Life in East County, and it's because of people like you. And so thank you. Thank you for sacrificing financially. Thank you for sacrificing your time, your talents, and your resources. We literally could not do it without you. And the cool thing is there are kids after this summer that are going to be a part when the kingdom breaks in. There are going to be kids there that weren't going to be there because of what happened this summer, and it only happened because of your support. So thank you, and just know that what you did mattered and was really important, and we appreciate you. So thanks for watching this. Hope you enjoy the newsletter, and we'll see you next month. Bye-bye.